This is my first video of 2022. That's insane. Hey guys, what is up? It's HVL Manga here and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I hope you guys had a great holiday season, spending time with family, friends, being safe, all that sort of stuff. I hope it was just a good, relaxing, calm time for you guys. Today I am going to be sharing with you guys my December manga haul of 2021. So this haul is definitely one of my favorites I've had in a while. I got some really good things and I can't wait to show you guys. I do have a little bit over 70 volumes, which is crazy. A couple reasons for that. One, I had a little bit more of a flexible spending budget this month. And two, I actually went on vacation to visit family over the holiday season. And when you go on vacation, you gotta check out the local bookstores, and that's exactly what I did. So let's not delay, let's get right into it. First off, let's check out the pre-orders for December. Okay, so the first pre-order that I have this month is Can't Stop Cursing You Volume 2. This is a volume that I was actually very excited for. I recently picked up Volume 1 because my friend May highly encouraged me to give it a shot. So I picked up Volume 2, read it, and wow, this series is taking a really dark turn. Volume 1 I thought was a good volume, but it definitely wasn't as dark as I expected it to be. But this Volume 2, wow, some of the panels, very grotesque. This is a series I have thoroughly been enjoying. It gives me a lot of Death Note vibes, but in every good way, so I'm very excited for the third volume, and I can't wait for it to come out, even though the second volume was delayed, like, for months. Okay, so the next pre-order that I have this month is another one that I do really enjoy, and that is Golden Kamuy Volume 24. I'm currently not at 24, or honestly even around Volume 24 yet, but it does feel really good to be kind of caught up to date with this series. Golden Kamuy is a great seinen. It has literally everything in it, so if that's your speed, then this series is for you. I did talk about in my last video how it maybe isn't my favorite series in my collection, but I still really enjoy it. I think the action shots are great. You learn a lot in this series. There's a lot of history, a lot of cooking. A great seinen to get into, I really think, so if you're looking for kind of anything that speed, I would recommend it, and the art is also really well done. So Golden Kamuy Volume 24, very excited to have this. Now this next volume is actually one that I was able to find early. I think it technically comes out in January, but I was able to find it in December, which always feels so good. And that is Mashle, Magic and Muscles Volume 4. If you've seen me at all, you guys probably know how I feel about this series. I adore it. I think it is so much fun. It is literally Harry Potter and One Punch Man having a baby in every best way. I love this volume in particular because I think you really get to understand a little bit more about Mash and his abilities and just how much this man can do. It's insane. I think the art in this series is also really good, and I'm just very excited to see where this goes. This series also has me laughing unlike any other. I think just kind of Mash's personality is something that I find really funny. So overall, Mashle, Magic and Muscles Volume 4. Very excited to have this in the collection. Okay, next moving on. This is a volume of manga that actually came out in November, but it didn't come in time before I wanted to film November's manga haul, so I'm just putting it here. I hope that's alright. That is Noragami Stray God Volume 23. I love Noragami. I need more people to read Noragami. I think it is a great series. I think the art is also really well done. I love kind of the darker shading nature of this art. I think it does a really good job. I've loved seeing the character development of our characters. Character development is something that I really prioritize in a series, and this does it really well. I'm very excited to have this next volume, and I can't wait for the next one because these just don't miss. And I think everyone, regardless of maybe your preferences in manga, can really get used to this and really like it. It's really good. I cannot sing my praises enough about this series. Give it a shot if you haven't already. Okay, moving on. This next pre-order is probably my favorite first volume that I have read in a very long time. A very long time. This blew me away, and it's so good. That is Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is a series that I have really been looking forward to reading physically for a very long time, and wow, this blew me away. Is it a little bit predictable? Yes, but I don't think that necessarily takes away from the story itself. This series was so good that I literally went, after I read this first volume, to the Shonen Jump app and read the rest of the chapters that have been released. So I'm currently caught up to date with this series, and it's not one of those series that has a really good first volume and then kind of declines afterwards. I think it just overall, it's been really good. I also love how our main character is like in his 30s. I think for a lot of, shonen titles, the protagonist tends to be younger, so it's kind of cool to have like a different perspective. But the art is really good. I've really been enjoying it. There's a lot of comedic elements to this, and I cannot wait for more chapters to come out and for more releases because this definitely could get in one of my favorites. Okay, next moving on, I have Die Dark Volume 3. I can't remember when Die Dark Volume 2 actually came out. The time between releases of this series kind of tends to be a little bit longer, but it's 7 Cs, so that's kind of expected. Die Dark is done by the same creator of Dorohedoro, and honestly, I probably like Dorohedoro a little bit more right now, but even with that being said, I think this is still a really good read. And if you do like Dorohedoro, definitely give Die Dark a shot. I do really enjoy it. I will say, because the releases are so far apart, sometimes I need to kind of reread the last volume to kind of understand what's going on a little bit. I haven't gotten into this 3rd volume yet, but I just really enjoy this release. I think it's also like a very premium release. I think 7 Cs is a very good job. Like, it just feels good. There's like a weight to it, there's like shiny bits to it. Overall, Die Dark is a really good read. Okay, so this next volume, I'm gonna have to cover this cover. This series is kind of notorious for that. Regardless, you guys probably know what it is. That is Chainsaw Man Volume 8. I love Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is so good. It is definitely one of my favorite shonens right now. I actually completed it on the Shonen Jump app, so I know how it ends, I know how it finishes, all that good stuff. And it's so good. I think I'm especially excited for physical manga readers only, because Volume 8 and 9 in this series is really when it starts to pick up and kind of stuff hits the fan. So if you've been kind of thinking that it's just been okay and you haven't read on yet, just wait till Volume 8 and 9, that's when things really start to happen, and I just really enjoy it. It's so good. It definitely kept me on my toes, and yeah, Chainsaw Man's so good, and I cannot wait for the second part of Chainsaw Man to come out. That's gonna be freaking good. Okay, next moving on, this is another pre-order, obviously. This is my 3rd favorite manga series of all time, so it does feel really good when another volume comes out. That is Full Metal Alchemist in the Full Metal Editions, Volume 15. I was about to say 14. Full Metal Alchemist needs absolutely no introduction. These Full Metal Editions are just next to none. They look so freaking good, and I am so excited to have another one of these volumes. It just feels good. They're definitely very premium, high quality, glossy pages. I mean, just overall, if you're looking to collect Full Metal, this is the way that you should go, in my very biased opinion. Definitely not the cheapest way, but definitely the nicer way. I will say, I think this is wrapping up soon. I forgot how many volumes in total there will be, but we're getting close to the end, which is kind of bittersweet, but I'm really excited to have the full set of this once I finally do. Okay, so we are at the last of the pre-orders for this month. Thanks for sticking with me so far. I am so excited for this. You probably know what it is. This thing has been delayed longer than I've been alive, which is a joke, but you know what I mean. That is Vinland Saga Volume 12. Frickin' finally? Like, finally. This has taken so long, and I need Kodansha to hurry the frick up, because gosh dang, I love Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is my 2nd favorite manga series of all time, so picking up and getting a volume of Vinland Saga feels unbelievably good. Especially when the time between releases are so long. Like, I think it's literally been a year plus, maybe? I don't even know. Vinland Saga is just a freaking banger, and I'm so excited to have this volume. Okay, so those were all of the pre-orders that I got in December, so now let's go into non-pre-orders. So the first 2 volumes that I picked up are ones that I've actually been wanting to give a shot for the longest time, and that is The Witch and the Beast Volume 1 and Volume 2. I have heard actually a lot of really good things about this series, primarily from Base Senpai, so dude, if this disappoints me, I'm going to be disappointed in you, because I picked this up pretty much on your recommendation. Flipping through this series, it definitely seems kind of dark, and I love the shading and the artwork. I think they do a really good job. The eyes are also next to none. Like, they draw eyes really, really well, and I don't know, I'm just very excited to get into this. I've heard really good things. I posted these 2 volumes on my story, and a lot of you guys said that you really, really liked it and wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I'll make sure to read these, let you guys know how I feel, but Witch and the Beast Volumes 1 and 2, very excited. Next, moving on, this is actually a series that I have been wanting to read for the longest time, and just never really took much initiative to get into it until obviously recently. And that series is Doubt Volumes 1 and Volume 2 in the omnibus format. Doubt is a series that I have heard from a lot of people in the community that is 1, really, really good, and 2, that I would really enjoy it, and dang, you guys were right, because I read both of these, and it's so good. The basic premise is that it's like a kind of horror story, kind of thriller, mystery sort of thing. I will say, I'm not even gonna lie, I feel so much like a Gen Zer from saying this, but reading this the entire time I was thinking of Among Us. And I know, I'm sorry if that offended you, that's just what I was thinking of. It's essentially the same premise. Like, you know, in Among Us there's the imposter and crewmates, and this there's the wolf and the rabbit, and it's kind of like figuring out who's the wolf before the wolf kills everyone else. I mean, it's a horror story, and it did a really good job at it, really kept me on my toes at the end especially. This series makes me want to read Judge and Secret, which are basically similar concepts to this read, but I heard Judge especially is better than Doubt, and I really like Doubt, so now I would really want to get into Secret. But overall, if you're looking for a good horror read, definitely get into Doubt because it's freaking good. I really enjoyed it. Okay, next moving on. This is a manga volume that I've been meaning to pick up for a very long time. I just never really had much initiative to get. I don't really know why, but then this month I was like, you know what, we're picking it up. That is Beast Complex Volume 1. So Beast Complex is related to Beastars. It's just kind of a collection of short stories that happens in the world, not directly related to the main timeline. So this volume just essentially goes into details about primarily two different animals, I guess, interacting in this world. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think if you like Beastars, you'll definitely like Beast Complex. I will say the art in this is definitely not as good as Beastars, which I think makes sense. It's not the main story, but Beast Complex is very good. I'm definitely planning on picking up the rest. Again, if you like Beastars, you'll like Beast Complex. Okay, the next series that I have for you guys, I actually got up to date with this series, which I'm actually very, very excited for because this is like another very highly regarded, I guess, series within the community, and a lot of people tell me to give it a shot and that I would really like it. So I decided to pick up the first 4 perfect editions of Soul Eater. So Soul Eater is, again, kind of one of those classic series in the community. Again, a lot of people really, really enjoy it. And I've been meaning to pick it up for a while. I just never really did. I'm not entirely sure why. I will say I love these editions. I love me a good hardback. Square Enix did a really good job, and I think this is actually my first manga series or manga volumes done by Square Enix, and I am impressed. They did a good job. Overall, I read the first volume, and I did really enjoy it. I think it was a good first volume, and I'm excited to see kind of where it goes. I think there's a lot of room for growth, especially character development, which I'm very excited for. So Soul Eater volumes 1 through 4 in the perfect editions. Okay, so the next volume of manga is one that was a completely random find. I found it in a Books A Million for like $6, which when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, excuse me? And that series is Emerald by the creator of Blade of the Immortal. Emerald is essentially just a collection of short stories, I think focused in kind of like a Western sort of society or something. I honestly don't know much about it. The only reason I know about this series is because of the Prom G talking about it, and he really seemed to like it, so I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot. I bought it, again, for $6, so if I hate it, then that's not much of a hit to the bank, but I was really surprised to find this, again, in my Books A Million, but I'm very glad to have it, to give it a shot. Just kind of a cool collector's thing to have. It is out of print, Dark Horse, we all know the deal, so very excited to have this and give it a shot. Okay, next moving on, I'm going to kind of transition into larger sets that I got this month. So the first, I guess, larger set that I picked up was Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volumes 2 through 11. So if you saw my last month's haul, then you would know that I picked up Volume 1 of the series and read it and really enjoyed it, like more than I thought that I would. So I decided to go ahead and just pick up the rest of the series, and I'm currently, I want to say, on Volume 6 or 7 or so. And I've really been enjoying what I've read, so I'm very excited to see where this series goes because, again, it does get darker as it goes on, which I really appreciate. Also, the art is something that I really love. It's so unique, and because of that, what a nice transition. Because of that, I also decided to pick up the Toilet Bound art book. This was just available at local Barnes & Nobles for me, and I flipped through it, and I really liked it, and I wanted to pick it up. Art books is something that I could definitely see myself getting into, which is dangerous because they can be expensive. But for me personally, I really like Toilet Bound because of the artwork. I think that's where it really shines. So getting the art book for this kind of made sense, and I just love how it looks. I think it's really cool, and just seeing the art on a larger format and in color especially, it's just a lot of fun. So I will honestly, on occasion, just sit here and flip through this art book because I really love it, and I'm really glad that I decided to pick it up. Okay, next moving on. This is a long video. Next moving on, I picked up some volumes of Vagabond. However, I also received some volumes of Vagabond. So volume 6 was given to me by Kazi for Christmas, which thank you. And volume 7 was given to me by Kier from Kier and Tommy for Christmas. We did a little bit of like a kind of ladies girls gift exchange. So guys, thank you so much for these 2 volumes. And then I just picked up volume 12 by myself. I found it out in the wild at I think a Books A Million, I want to say. Vagabond is a series that I am getting a lot more intentional with collecting. I don't know why it's taken me so long to pick up volumes because I do genuinely enjoy this series, So I do have a couple other volumes coming in the mail, so I think now I'm only missing volume 5 and volume 9, which are like the most out of stock ones, unfortunately, or at least one of the most. So Vagabond is a series that I will complete soon because it's freaking good, and I just need to do it. I've been putting it off for far too long, so thank you Cassie and Kier for helping me further complete my Vagabond collection because clearly I needed help. Okay, so the next complete set that I actually picked up this month is one that I'm in particular so excited for because I have been wanting to get this series for so long, but it's been very difficult to find because a lot of the volumes are pretty out of stock, and I can't imagine Viz is like reprinting them actively right now. But regardless, I found the entire set on Mercari for a good price, so I scooped that up, and that is Dead Man Wonderland Volumes 1 through 13. This is a series I have been told by several people that I would really enjoy. So I just decided to, you know what, buckle down and really kind of look for it, and again, I found a really great price on Mercari for the entire thing, which I am so thankful for. I didn't want to have to try and piece this series together. I haven't gotten into this yet, but again, I've heard really good things, so I'm very excited to get into it. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted, but I don't know, I'm very excited. The art also looks really good, and it seems like something that I would really enjoy. So this has definitely kind of been a collecting goal of mine for like the past couple months, so it feels really good to have this now. Okay, so the last manga that I picked up this month before I go into like the light novels that I picked up, some of you guys are going to be so excited because you have been telling me to get into this series for so long, and I tried getting into it a while ago. I just couldn't quite get into it. I think it's really because I was reading it on the app. So when I found this, I'm like, you're buying it. You're buying it. So I decided to pick up the first Bleach box set. I know. Be excited for me. Bleach is a series that I've really been meaning to get back to for a long time. As I said, I did read I think the first couple volumes on the Shonen Jump app, but for me, reading on the app is a very different experience than reading physically. And I also kind of have determined recently that a collecting goal of mine is going to be collecting all of the big three, so Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. So obviously I had to pick this up. And I also have heard from so many people that the Soul Society arc is an incredible arc in manga, so I don't know, I'm really excited to get into it. I was able to find this for a really good price, which I'm very excited for. So, you guys can stop asking me when I'm gonna read Bleach because I have it now, and the answer is soon. Okay, so we are not done yet, people. So I have some light novels to share with you guys today. I've recently been getting more into light novels. There's something about reading a book with no words in it. There's something about reading a book with no art in it sometimes. The first light novel that I picked up this month is Berserk: The Flame Dragon Knight. So, let's talk about this for a second. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've heard a lot of booty reviews about this light novel, which honestly makes sense. This character, to me at least, was kind of boring in Berserk. That's just my opinion. I will also say, you know, you put Berserk on anything and I will buy it. That's just kind of the collector I am with Berserk. So I kind of bought this regardless. I am going to read it. I am going to, I guess, form my own opinions on it, but I have heard that it's just honestly okay. But I don't know. It's Berserk. Again, I'm going to buy it. It's whatever. And I also want to support you know, Miura's family. Rest in peace, Miura. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to get this a shot. We'll see how it goes, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Okay, so the next light novel that I picked up is not even a volume 1. It's a volume 2, because I couldn't find volume 1. But I want to read this so bad that I'm just going to pick them up, or at least the earlier ones when I find them. That is Classroom of the Elite Volume 2. I have heard literally nothing but good things about Classroom of the Elite, so I really want to give this series a shot. I wasn't able to find volume 1, unfortunately, so now I only have a volume 2, but hopefully I can find a volume 1 soon, because again, I've heard really good things, and yeah, I don't know. Literally everyone raves about this, so I need to know what it's about, and I hope that I like it. I'm sure that I will, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to give it a shot. Okay, so the next light novel that I have is actually a gift to me from Kate. So Kate, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. That is Solo Leveling, the light novel, obviously, volume 3. I have volumes 1 and 2. I haven't quite finished volume 2 yet, so that's why I didn't myself pick up volume 3, but this is very helpful. I'm very glad to have this. I really enjoy Solo Leveling. I think I enjoy the light novels a little bit more than the graphic novels, but that's just very much a personal preference, I guess. I don't know, I think the story is a lot of fun, I really enjoy it, and I think, honestly, the light novels is a really good way to go for this, especially because it kind of goes further in the story than the graphic novels do, obviously. But yeah, Kate, thank you so much for getting this for me, I really appreciate it, and I'm very excited to get into this because, again, Solo Leveling is really good. Okay, so the next book, I don't think it's technically a light novel. I think it's just I'm not entirely sure what to call this. But this next book is one that my friend May has been raving about for years. She loves this series, and it's very, very popular. I think more popular than I even realized. And recently it came out with an English release, and you could probably already guess what it is if you have any idea. And that is Heaven Official's Blessings. So these books, the 3 books done by this author, are so popular, and everyone raves so much about them, and I just need to give it a shot. I'm a couple chapters in, and it's not what I expected. It is like, has exceeded my expectations in almost every single way. I don't know what I was expecting going into it, but it's like really, really well done. There's a lot of world building, there's a lot of character development, there's a lot of action. Like, it's not primarily romance. It's really not. It's primarily action, and it's a dark fantasy, and it's really, really good. If you're looking to get into one of these series done by this author, I definitely recommend this one. It is, I think, her most popular one out of the 3. It's just been great. It's been so good, and it makes me want to pick up the other 2 because I have been thoroughly impressed, and I think 7 Seas also did a very, very good job with this release. It just feels very premium, very quality, and just overall, give this a shot. Okay, we're nearing the end, I promise. This is a long video, I apologize. So, if you guys didn't know, Barnes & Noble actually did a 50% off all hardcovers sale. That did include manga, but for me personally, I essentially had all of the hardcover manga that I would have picked up, so it kind of didn't make sense for me to get manga. So I decided to pick this series up, which is one that I've been wanting to get into for a while, but it is expensive, and I just never really had much initiative. And that is Overlord Volumes 1 through 3 in the light novels. I have heard, again, nothing but good things about this series, and it does seem like something that I would really enjoy. And with 50% off, it's kind of hard to beat that. So these are originally, I think, like $20 a piece, so I obviously got them for like 10. So I'm very excited to have these in the collection. I'm very excited to read them because, again, I've heard nothing but good things. It does have an anime and a manga as well, but I decided to go the light novel route because, again, kind of in that light novel kick, but very excited for these. I hope that I love them, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I am legitimately out of breath. That is a lot of manga to share with you guys and a lot of light novels, but regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your break if you're on break. I unfortunately go to school literally next week. It's a bummer. I really appreciate you guys and everything that you've done for me and the channel, and I cannot wait to see what 2022 has in store. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I also want to know, what is your favorite pickup in December? What did you get for Christmas? Tell me all that good stuff in the comments down below. So, guys, I really appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.